should be coming up on the YouTubes right now. Should be coming up right now. Yes, I do believe it is. Yes, it is. Let me get some mood music in this bastard. And or bitch. Where's that funny noise? The good music. Chill music. So yeah. So basically, this is basically the whoa, it's a little loud. Let me lower that for y'all. Okay, cool.
Are we live?
Yeah, we've been live. I'm just trying to get, a little gimmick in order.
Say any slurs yet?
Nope, no slurs. No slurs, not yet. I still gotta modify the audio slightly, but that'll happen as whatever. So anyway, this is the post-show podcast. Give me 2 seconds to post this on the socials because that's what I gotta do for the people. Post-show podcast. Hopefully the thing is whatever. Either way, did you tell the people about the post-show? Because I don't know if they know or not. Anyway, so welcome to the post-show podcast. My name is JCS. I'm joined with the staff of OCW, League, Fed, etc., etc. I'm joined today by the GM of Riot and the booker of Riot and longtime member, the legendary Tiberius Dupree. Say hello.
Hi.
I'm also joined by the living legend and also the general manager who actually puts together the web show for Turmoil, Nate Dupree, Jesus. Nate Ortiz, say what's up.
Salutations.
Yeah, imagine if you said that. And I'm joined with the booker and commentator, the booker of Turmoil and the commentator for, I guess, our main events and pay-per-views, Jake the Steak, Nicole Allen. Say hello.
You know who I am. Hello.
Yes. Okay. So hopefully these audios are normal. If they are not, I would suggest that the people in the Twitch stream say something. Hopefully. So let's get right into it because we're not trying to waste people's time. Let's get straight into the pay-per-view itself. Do you want to do per matches or you just want to kind of just freeball it? What you want to do?
Go through matches, but I think you should do it like you normally do it.
All right, cool.
I like it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, motherfucker. All right, bet. Right. So first and foremost, we have the intro. Thank you to Jake for that. There was some miscommunication between me and Jake regarding the music, which was kind of hilarious. Either way, good intro. Loved it. Dug it. So we get to the first match is the light heavyweight championship between John Carter, Cassidy Hayes, and AC Cobra. So before you guys get into it, I just wanted to say, when it comes to matches in OCW, the important factor in OCW, if someone asks you if you need the 4K footage, your answer should always be yes, I do need the 4K footage. That being said, this match looked like it came out of a Game Boy Color. It pissed me off, but that match itself was actually really, really entertaining. So I will take it away to our general manager / rather the booker of Riot because I'm drinking my weight in wine. Kent, what did you think about the light heavyweight championship?
The match was what you expect out of a light heavyweight match. Fast paced, high flying, it was just great. I very much, besides the quality, like you said, the visual quality, but that's neither here or there with me. The actual match itself was very fast paced. I enjoyed it a lot. It was actually surprised me more than I thought. And the rookie came away with it at the end, which was even more surprising. You know what I mean? So it was just good. It was a nice way to open the show.
Nate, your thoughts?
Yeah, from like a visual perspective, like the quality took me back probably 10 years. But from
so did the match too, though.
From a competitive perspective, I saw why some people involved could have been frustrated with it. There are some situations where the game didn't work for people.
Elaborate on that.
Well, say like Cass hitting his finisher and going for the pin and picking the guy up. Just like that situation seemed like that was like just one of those where it's like I'd be like, oh, I hate this game because of that, and like that, like little things like that happen, but overall, like the rookie in his first defense pulls out a triple threat with an interesting stipulation and wins it. Like from that perspective, like I enjoyed it a lot.
Jake, I know you want to talk. What's your thoughts?
So just to backtrack a little bit, there was no confusion. What Jay means with the confusion on the intro
God damn it.
I told him, you thought you were gonna skip past it. No, he said, he said, I have a song we should use for the intro or for the theme for the pay-per-view, and I said, no, it's all right, I already got one. And he said, no, you should use "Sane" by Fozzy. You should use that. And I was like, no, it's cool. I already got one. We'll use "Sane" Fozzy later. And he was like, well, I think you should use my song, but whatever. So then I ended up getting petty and just saying, fuck it, I'll do what he wants to do since he wants to be a passive aggressive person. But it was me working Jay. It was funny. So then when I sent him the video, it ended up being the song he wanted, so it was fine. And it was also a better song for what we wanted. Anyway, the light heavyweight title match.
Wait. Hey, hold on. So he told you to put that as a song, and it ended up being better than what you had. Yep. You should just listen to it from the get-go.
He doesn't like to.
No, I knew the song. He posted it for the North American title reveal thing, and I picked a song for this, and I was going to use that later, sometime down the road. And then when we were just talking, I think it was after the Go Home Turmoil main event, he just happened to mention it, and I was like, oh no, I already have one picked out. So I had been storyboarding how to do the video and everything already. And then he's just like, so I told him I'll use yours later. I got one already. And he just the way he said it, I don't know. Well, I'd really prefer you just use mine, but whatever. And when people end a sentence like that, and I was like, all right, motherfucker, fine. I'll fucking do it, you fucking weasel. God.
He was trying to be nice and tell you, use my song.
It did not work. Yeah, it did not work.
You submit it. Use it and change it when you submit it, is what he was trying to tell you.
No, what he knows those intro videos are very choreographed to the beat of the song. So if he would have changed it, it would not have worked the same way.
Oh, but like how he goes, but it was better song. No shit, I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, you have no idea. It was only a better song. It was only a better song because of the situation. You didn't know what the video looked like.
Jake, the light heavyweight match.
Yes.
You're the one that stopped us here.
You did. Right, you literally stopped us to fucking go into it, Mike.
No, he did. I was ready to move on. Light heavyweight title match benefited a lot from being the opener of the show. It was a perfect selection. I know you went back and forth on which match to open the pay-per-view with, and the decision to put this very aggressive, very chaotic one. I put a little review in the light heavyweight Discord thread that said it was 100 miles an hour, which is my favorite kind of match. But the second half did slow down a bit, especially after John pinned Cass. So him trying to focus on AC specifically slowed it down. And there, if you look at the second half of that match, Cass was just standing in the ring doing nothing for a lot of that match, which brought it down a little bit for me, but the action was still fast-paced. And the whole first part where Cobra was going hell for leather, and then everybody had their share to do their own thing. It was very fun, a great opener. I gave it 3 out of 5, but it benefited from being the opener. John really putting his foot down and stamping himself as a actual non-fluke champion was good. And I did like the build here gives some leeway for AC and Cass to do things in the future.
Okay, so because I'm drunk and I speak honestly when I'm inebriated, Cass is done. I guess the game ruined his emotion or whatever. Long story short, they tried 4 or 5 times to do a table match and it kept breaking or dumb shit kept happening, which is amazing because they were able to do the years previous, no problem. But this one apparently, he explained to me what happened and it was kind of comical. At one point they did a table move, but the table actually left the ring and went to the crowd, which is awesome. But whatever. So this game killed Cass. That's what he gets. Fuck him. Cobra looked great.
You want honesty? Cass has lost his smile 5 times.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about
it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're not talking about him. I'm just saying the match itself. I would rank it higher if we had the 4K footage, but I did enjoy the match a lot. I wasn't I didn't notice the cast not being there to break shit up or whatever the fuck that I guess Rust or whoever else was complaining about. But suffice to say, I really enjoyed the match, which brings us to, I guess let's talk about segments as well. If we can, do you want to talk about segments, video segments also, or just straight matches? What do you guys want to do?
We can go quickly. Just go quickly. Come on.
All right, quickly. So the segment we had Talos and Chloe McCallum. Thoughts to Kent.
Valmont beatdowns.
Long.
Yeah, it was too long. It was too long.
But yes, it was a little too long, but it wasn't that bad because it wasn't like he was doing a whole bunch of power moves to him. So they were just throwing blows and going back and forth kind of, but it was a little bit too long. But there was he did one big power move, which I thought was fine, And then him sneaking in there and looking, that was really cool.
Nate.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it should have ended after he was like, "Are you okay, cousin? Okay." And it could have just ended with them punching. That would have been the old good time. But
The idea,
yeah.
Yep. Jake.
Nope, that's it. Nope, it was good because of the way that they've told the story. To see those two actually start to get physical was a good decision. It just went too long. Like there was too much of the same thing. You need to get in, get out in order to keep the audience's attention. They just kept punching over and over and over, and eventually it gets mundane. So cut that by like a minute and a half, and it would have been even better. But I didn't hate it.
So the theme of this show is everyone gets hit in the dick or vagina, and everyone gets beat up. Again, if it was
to retire,
yeah, I'll get into that later. If it was more than once, I wouldn't care. But yeah, too long. After he said something about your mama, get slapped, fight for a second, done. Would have been perfect, but it is what it is. Moving right along, we have the fucking custody of the tag team titles. Jake knows how I feel about this, so let's get into Jake's reaction to this entire match.
Yeah, so I did not hate the match. So I'm going to the thread now to see what I said about it, but the match itself was fun and it was very fast paced. You have to be fast paced. Don't fucking dick around and play and try and work a match like that all the time. But they went hell for leather. They went for it. The DQ finish is what it is. From a storyline
go ahead. I'm sorry.
From a storyline. No. If you want to dive into all of the behind the curtains shit, then it's going to get a lot deeper than it has to be. But from this standpoint, they fought for custody of the tag titles. The heel in the match escaped the comeuppance that he was so rightly deserved, and this story is clearly not over. He won the battle, but not the war. And now Mark Reese has both tag titles, and there is a lot of potential for where this can go from a storyline standpoint. So I didn't hate the whole thing. I mean, the fact that it was a non-finish docked it a lot for me. I gave it 2.5 out of 5. It was just, it moved the story along. It didn't waste my time. So I do appreciate it in that sense.
Kent?
Same kind of deal. Like the story, like I'm really liking the story wise, but like I didn't get any kind of resolution on it, like at all, except for now, like, and then further down the night, it made it even solidified that I'm not going to likely get a solution to this anytime between Parker and Reese. Then I feel cheated. And that's the way I feel from the match. Like the actual match itself, I just wanted a conclusion. Whether who won or, one or the other, which way or the other. Like I wanted a conclusion between them two from a competitive standpoint. Like, because they, always had their banter and shit like that. So I wanted to actually see that. And he denied, and as a, story-wise, he denied me that. But like, it killed the quality of the match. Like it kind of killed me on the, like it just had it was like Mass Effect's ending. It's like, okay.
Secondary. Like the match was absolutely secondary.
Right, like I got it started out really strong. It had a solid middle, and then you get to the ending, and it was just like, oh, that was a choice. Yeah, it was just like, oh, that's what happened, and it's just kind of was. But now I get it. We get another story with Reese. I want to see what goes on with the tag title. You know what I mean? There's still stuff. There's obviously still stuff going on, but I just wanted, from a competitive standpoint, I wanted some kind of closure.
Theo.
Yeah, it's pretty much Kent summed up my feelings on it based on what we saw happen later on in the show. It kind of feels like it's one of those situations like where Zack Ryder got beat up and never got his revenge when he should have. It's like if it happens too far down the road, then it doesn't have the same effect as it would have if it happened like when it's hot.
Yeah.
I wish we would have seen like just a resolution in a couple weeks at the next show, but it is what it is. And like the match itself, like Reese definitely got his hands on him in it, and that was enjoyable to see. And Parker fought back like he should, because even though he's Weasley in terms of being like a Weasley heel running from Reese, like he can go.
Yes. So I'll keep my thoughts brief on this whole thing. I felt the shit was rushed, which annoyed the shit out of me. The match itself was dope, but we didn't get much slams, which is what are you gonna do? You can't, it's player versus player, so you can't get what you want all the time. But the fucking finish is just like when I said, hey, you guys, because they had a whole thing and it was dumb, so I said, look, just fucking fight for custody. We're done with it. And it was like, oh, is it What kind? So once that was the question, I should have been old me and said no disqualification. But I was like, I don't give a fuck. So I didn't say that, and that's that's what happens. So finish sucked. Match was not bad. Fuck you gonna do? Maybe if they fight again, we'll probably do no DQ just to make sure we actually have something. Whatever. Anthony Baker returns. Quick thoughts, anybody?
He kept it short. He did what you should do. I mean, Anthony Baker knows, he has the perception that I wish a lot of people had, especially very new rookies, that he knows that he is somebody, but that he's not somebody that's worth a 7-minute promo. So he walked out. He's like, "Hey, Anthony Baker's back." He walked away, and now we're excited to watch the next show. It was perfect for what it was.
Kent, anything?
When a whole bunch of people retire, a whole bunch of people return. I keep saying that. So you got to count the returns. You got to count the returns with the retires. You know what I mean? So and we're moving in the summer side, and that's a whole bunch of R's. So you're going to get retires and returns. So there you go. That's my whole Anthony Baker is back, and I wonder what's going to happen with B2O. Is that another tag team that's coming back, or Baker's back? So.
Dad.
And he's wearing a suit. I'm just glad we're seeing somebody that's not filthy inside of a suit. So.
Theo, anything?
Yeah, just happy to see him back and looking forward to see what he does.
Okay, cool. Moving right along. I'm just going by YouTube, so hopefully we keep up. We got, it looks like on the docket, Morgan Blackheart returns by beating the shit out of a very, very much bigger, who is also probably retiring as well, Evelyn Parker. No, Jake.
The whole "I'm retiring" thing is just so overplayed. I'm
fucking over it, dude.
I'll say a couple of things. Like there are other ways to be written off, and also Pew said it best: you don't have to be written off. Just go away.
Just fuck off.
I mean, and I don't know what Evelyn's deal was, because she was on a good upward trajectory. So to come out and be like, "No, I'm retiring," is fucking dumb. The Morgan Blackheart
graduating too.
The Morgan Blackheart return and the whole back and forth with her and Joanna, because there is that storyline connection, was fun. I don't know where Sue comes into play here. So from like a chaos, I gotta tune in next week to see what happens standpoint, it was good. But the goddamn the retirement thing is just, or I'm stepping aside, like that stuff is, we've done it so much over the last 3 years. It's brutal.
You know who did? You know who started it, right? It was Nate when he came back. He said he was gonna retire, and then he was like, "Nope, salmon jacket."
Yeah, but Nate. Yeah, but I think the difference is that Nate didn't watch 10 people do it and then continue to do it. That's the difference. People are seeing it happen and still saying, "Well, yeah, this is a good idea," even though 10 people.
Well, he also didn't graduate like a month ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you look at real wrestling, when somebody like does the retirement, it's somebody who's been there forever.
Yeah.
Warrants like that moment. And no offense to a lot of our colleagues who have done that, but you haven't been here long enough to do it.
Nate, I don't want to.
Yeah, just disappear. You don't need to tell me you're going. Just tell booking you're leaving, and you just disappear from TV.
I was gonna cut you off, Nate, because I don't want you to say it, but yeah, I'll say it. You're not. What up, Kirby? You're not that special to retire. Like if someone like Kent retires, cool. But if you, for example, like I'm not trying to throw Empress under the bus, but Empress, she had her retirement thing, and it was amazing. It was emotional. I even got emotional, and then she comes back, which was a shock, and then she's pseudo retiring on the show. It's like, you don't have to retire. Just I'm done, or whatever the fuck it is. And the only one who did it right was Doc Green. Honestly, Doc Green was like, "Hey, I'm injured. Fuck off. I'm fucking off. Cool, whatever." But you can. And it sounds so rude. And I'm it's 2021. I'm not trying to be rude sensation, but just fuck off. It's okay. Just fuck off, because in the span of from June to today, we've had probably 10 pseudo retirements, and it's like, cut it out. Just fuck off and let us know, and that is what it is. Maybe a game comes around that you enjoy. Maybe something happens that reignites you, and then you come back and it's fine, because when you retire, it has a finality to it. And Leon fucked it up by being retired and showing up fucking 4 years later. But you don't have to retire. Just peace out.
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling. It annoys the shit. I'm tired of it.
I know. I know, but it's wrestling. Like, you can retire and come back. Like, that's fine. The problem is not with the premise itself. The
These
problem is
motherfuckers are
with
Terry Funk.
how often it's happening. It just happens, and you're hurting other people. So all of these fake retirements that have happened up to this point hurt the people who deserve it. They hurt Doc's moment. They hurt Empress's moment. They hurt the people who, like, it would be emotional and it is the right move. Just be more creative. If you see other people doing it one way, don't just do it another way. And we'll get to that when we get to the CC title match, because I have a lot to say about that. But
very fucking it's very Terry Funk.
Be more creative.
It's very, very Terry Funkish. For example, in kayfabe, or kayfiz as I like to call it, Kane signed a new fucking contract with a title opportunity and then fucking 4 weeks later retires. What the fuck? Y'all motherfuckers is goofy. Anyway, Jesus Christ. Este tipo está cabrón, coño. Anyway, moving on. Summerside thing. Yay, we saw Summerside. Justice Inc. I'll touch on it briefly.
Amazing.
A lot of people liked it, but it pissed me off. And because I'm Jim Cornette now, all of a sudden, number one, P3 did it like 3 weeks ago. Number two,
no, that's not true.
It is very true.
It was a long time ago. It was not 3 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago.
No,
5
it
weeks
wasn't 4 weeks ago.
Stop
no.
arguing
It
with
was.
me.
It was.
It was February. It was a half a year ago. It was not.
That was like last week.
It felt like it.
Was
Anyway,
February.
The other issue with that is that Judge is always like P3's goofy, so it's fine.
But Judge is always the serious one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
If they would have did New Day being goofy and then Judge super serious, cool. But the fact, like, that bugged me because last week or the week prior, Judge was serious again. So it's like, what the fuck? I don't know. It's me being Cornette. Whatever. Do we want to talk about this or can we move on?
But I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Briefly, the second part I do agree. Like the recency thing, that's just the time.
Oh, God
you don't
damn it!
It was been five months ago. But the part about you being serious about Judge being serious, I think it is true. But I also think there's something to be said that relate. Do you not want me to talk?
No. I'm sorry.
Move on.
Don't do that.
We
Don't
can
do
move
that.
on.
No. Save your piece. Don't do that. Say your piece. Say your piece. I apologize. Say your piece. Say your piece, maricón. Don't you do that.
So next is Solomon Kane.
Oh,
and
you
H2O.
motherfucker.
You knew you was gonna do that.
Oh, you bend. Anyway,
This is like
fucking. He knows how to push the buttons.
Yes, he does.
Oh my God. Yes. Fuck you, Jake. Asshole.
Talked about, keeping the viewing party on track, and today it's the post-show.
Yeah, right? Fucking.
So next match.
Say your piece, Jake. No, you can say your piece, Jake. You can say it. Say your piece.
God.
Say your piece.
I did. I disagree with you, and that's the only important part you're gonna remember. Let's move on to Solomon H2O.
Can't wait to fire you. Anyway, Solomon H2O. Solomon comes out in a fucking ski mask. H2O beats the dog shit out of him. Solomon almost makes a comeback. Then he retires and he gets hit in the dick by El Parker for the second time on the show. Jake says you're so fucking verbose. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so the usual Solomon Kane thing of being crazy and having his own like entrance that fit perfectly. When we watched it the first time to do commentary, I did remember it in my brain as more of an ass whooping than it was. When we watched it back live today, I thought it was more competitive than I remembered. So it wasn't. It was not, and especially if you look at some of the other ass whoopings on the show, which we'll get to, it was not that. Like it was better than I thought it was. So I did rate it up. I did give it, I think, a 3. To be on par with the light heavyweight title match. So it was good. The ending, for the same reasons we already talked about, I did not like and that might just be me being a mark because I love Solomon Kane. So for him to be like, oh, I gotta step away. Like I fucking hated that. I don't know where the Parka stuff is going. So I'm interested, like from a tune in to see what happens here. I am interested. If they don't give me a payoff, I'll be frustrated, but I'll give them time to give me something. So
Theo.
Yeah. I think Jake summed it up. I felt like that it felt more like a beating until I saw what a real beating was later.
Yes.
Like that's really what it came down to. But like, it's just one of those things. Sometimes, like, because I know Salami can go. It's just one of those days where H2O is just on it. Hell, he almost got me the same way. So, like when Doc is on, he's on, and he was on. That was enjoyable. The whole, like, we talked about retirements already, so I won't touch on that. And like the Lobo thing, like, yeah, I got to see if that's going to pay off. Otherwise, it's like, why do we do that? If it's just for giggles, that was pointless too. But we'll see.
Kent Kniff from Albany, not Connecticut. Your thoughts?
I just.
What the fuck is the noise for?
He gets like weird when he's talking about Mike. He's.
I'm gonna go run grab my bottle. Go ahead, Kent.
I just expected more from Solomon, like, because I'm like, I doubted him a lot about, like, you know what I mean, always getting his ass whooped. You know what I mean? I was one of his first, like, oh, we need to eat a sandwich and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? And I started rooting for him when he started going, but now he's like in such a slump, and the way he kind of like even solidified his own slump by saying, "Hey, bye," kind of, you know. And the Parker thing is, I wish that was like Christian Garcia or something, somebody else within CDE that was doing that. Like, then it would make a little bit more sense. I don't know what's going on with it, but like, it would have been fine if I didn't see him come out later again at the end of the night. Like, it just, what is going on? And I'm afraid that Salami's only going to play second fiddle. So, really, what are we going to get from it?
Tough.
My thoughts basically. Yeah, upon like what Jake said, upon second viewing, it wasn't like, it was still an ass whooping, but Salami was actually coming back in the end.
He survived. He kicked out. Yeah, he survived.
Yep.
So
I agree.
He was fighting. He was trying. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, well, I don't know what the hell happened.
I mean,
Jesus
honestly,
Christ.
if he would have countered that fucking what the fuck was that, Riptide, or no, what the fuck is the thing? He has so many stupid names. What the fuck is the thing that he did, Jake? What's the name of it?
The running knee is Ocean Breeze.
There you go. So if he would have conned the Ocean Breeze, he probably would have had a chance. But it wasn't awful. But again, because of what happened in all these other matches, I had to move that down. And also because it was almost an ass whooping. Didn't hate it. The handshake and the callback and the visual was actually kind of nice. Don't correct me, Doc. I don't give a fuck. And then when we, again, the dick punch again, it's the second one for the night, or maybe the third, or I can't fucking keep cheap. It's like AEW show or something like that. That annoyed me, because I guess it's a Discord thing, which is gonna become an actual thing. So we'll see what the fuck happens with that.
But Cass already did this.
Yeah, but people don't pay attention or care, and fuck Cass anyway. Either way, so what are you gonna do? So it wasn't bad, but what the fuck are you gonna do? It could have been better.
But you did that like a year. He did it like a year.
I don't fucking. It's probably been 2 years because
I think it has.
runs.
It has been 2 years. It has been 2 years, but I think it was accidental too. I don't think this is a case where like he's trying to be the dick punch guy, and I could be wrong about that. But
no, at first it was accidental, then it became on purpose.
Yeah. So my question for this, because he's like, it's not a Discord thing. So my question for that is that, trying to think, is there like history between them that's not just on Discord? Did I miss that history?
Really, not really, and that's why I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
That's what I'm
that you're
saying.
not, because if it's a Discord thing and I find out they did it for Discord lulz, then I'm gonna be frustrated. But I have the faith in them that you probably rightfully so say I should not have in them to give me a significant payoff.
Okay, so that
I don't. It's gonna be second fiddle regardless.
All right, so he's in chat now. So Jordan, did you know you were gonna hit him in the dick at the end? Because it kind of looked like maybe he just put that on and it's like, all right, fuck it, we'll go with it. All right, there you go. Question answered. Okay, cool. All right.
Well, no, they had when Kane came back and he was the hooded guy who beat up when he was the international champion. Like, that is their history.
That's true.
And that's why I'm saying when he hit him with the dick punch, I was like, oh shit, like, is this going anywhere? But it's one of those wrestling things where,
well, he already answered on the thing, so it's fine. We got our clarification. So there's something underlying there, and I guess it'll fall into what we talk about later on. So we're moving. I'm not cutting you off, Jake. I'm not being rude. I'm just trying to.
No, I know. I got
all right. I know, because I'm not you. I'm not petty. Anyway, sorry. Marissa,
you just did it again.
Right there.
You just did it again.
I'm a monster to work with.
Tequila.
Yeah, I love fucking red wine like Kevin Nash. Anyway, Marissa, number one, I'll just say my piece. I'm so happy she's wearing pants. I even told like Rye, I was showing Rye different variants for the thumbnail, and we were talking for a second. I'm like, I'm so happy you wore pants. It just I love them. When we do the awards for like Rookie of the Year, Marissa's not gonna win because these fucking people. Oh, but this is. but Marissa should win. Marissa has missed one show in almost 360 something days and has always produced content. And because it might not be their type of content or whatever, it is what it is. But I love the Marissa character. The Marissa character is always fucking. The thing is, Marissa is such a competent character that Marissa doesn't have to actually be booked in matches week in, week out because Marissa actually does content. So it's just like we rarely have ever had that. Like it's been incredibly rare to have someone who does that, who's that consistent. So in my head, it's like I don't need to book this person because they're gonna do something anyway and move their fucking story. So I love Marissa for that. So Marissa came with Pants, which is a fucking +10 to Constitution roll for me. They basically shit on Valkyrie, which moves their story forward. Asher comes out, hey man, you pay attention to this bitch, not me. And then whatever the fuck happens with them. So again, Marissa is working with the PS4 and edit's not perfect, a resolution is not perfect. I don't give a fuck. It's simple, it's compelling, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. I love it. Thank you, Rye. Fucking Nate, your thoughts?
I just respect the work that Marissa puts in, like week in and week out. Like you said, like, so it's nice that she wore pants for this one, but just like there's these stories that go on with Marissa that aren't just what's happening in the ring. There's always like something outside of the ring that goes on.
Yeah, she's pure sports entertainment. Like,
yeah,
I like
definitely.
that we have that, like the stuff with Asher and that thing, and then like what we have with going on with Valk at the same time. Like that's always cool.
He about to spill the fucking tea. That's the thing. But fucking Asher's about to spill the tea, and if it's actually something interesting, that'd be kind of a good addition to the story. But Kent, your thoughts?
Storytelling, man.
Yes.
Since the day she got here.
Yep.
Even if she was just by herself.
Yep.
That's what I mean. Like,
preach.
I'm just my rookie. You already know how I am, how I feel about it. So Marissa's already my top rookie. So I'm just gonna keep it at that. Quiet, humble, put in work. That's it. Keeps her mouth shut.
Yep.
And did she keep wearing pants?
Actually listens to Jay.
Yeah. If she keep wearing pants or pants adjacent, that's it. It's over. Because motherfuckers, me, myself included, was always like, oh, this bitch ain't wearing no pants. But she wears some kind of pants or pants adjacent, that's it. Sky's the fucking limit.
I mean, she kind of slides. She'll put on see-through pants.
It's fine.
And I just laugh.
It's all
like, I'll laugh.
She was
this funny shit. Like,
yeah. You know, I'm a very simple person. Go ahead, Jake.
Ambitious.
Yeah, sorry. Well, I have my own thoughts about the whole pants thing. I don't give a fuck about wearing pants.
No, you
not just for the for the fact that
you love
not just for the fact that as long as it's not something that would be banned on Twitch, and it's like it can be risque. That's part of the character. Censoring a character because like you want to be PG or like that you think a woman can't show off or whatever that is. That the pants thing is stupid, I think, in my opinion. We talked about the rookie. No, I don't. I just disagree with you. I have from day one. I also don't agree that a lot of people are going to undermine Marissa's work because of the way that her character is. I know Imp is not a big fan of it, and that's okay. You are not a big fan of the way that she dresses, but that shit is not a big deal to most of us. Like, most of us understand that in this environment, especially in this women's division, we are all so super unique, and it's a lot of fun for her to be this thing. The real criticisms I have about Marissa are her, like, inconsistencies and just, like, jumping from one thing to another. Because the long-term storytelling is great. Like, the in-ring stuff is iffy. We still need to work on the FPR and make sure she's okay there. But, like, the one example I can think of is when she was pure white meat babyface. She was pushing off the misogynist, Quan and Claudio, and then she just attacked Valkyrie out of nowhere. Like she's so ambitious for her own good, and it kind of gets in her own way sometimes. But from just a character standpoint, that she's up there. It'll be between her and Colin Locke, and it won't be close. John is very good at what he does, but I'm sorry, Twitch chat, it's not going to be close. It's going to be Colin or Marissa. We'll let the fans do the voting when it happens.
Think it might be John,
but I did like this segment. This segment in its own did not overstay its welcome and covered so many things with her story, and it was just one segment, so it was good. I liked it.
I dug it. Did I miss anybody on the thing, or we all covered it?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
because I'm drinking like a mother. I'm drinking my weight in wine, so I'm a little fucked up.
You and me both, Dad.
Yeah, buddy. All right, so we have Steacher. Student versus teacher. Nate Ortiz versus Danny Watts. Okay. So, Nate, can I be myself or do I have to try to be like nice?
Oh, just say what you want to say.
All right. What's with the HUDs?
Just something I decided to do.
Okay.
Yep.
So
just to add to it.
Well, next time trim it up on the bottom because it was too long on the bottom.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it was surprisingly like even and competitive. My only equivocation or qualm with the match was the fucking finish. I don't know what the fuck happened. I guess Nate can elaborate on what the fuck happened, but yeah, man. All Kent wanted to see was a fucked up act of violence, and he got that, which was excellent because we all got that. It was a really good match. The spear miss was a callback to Resolution 10, which wasn't intentional, obviously, but it reminded me of fucking 2015, 2016, like a New Japan mark. So I appreciated that. Good fucking match. The whole thing with the chair not that long ago with the whole Danny chair thing, and then Russ chair thing. So I enjoyed the match. I just hated that it had that finish because we already had a dick punch. So fun fact, because we had that, we had to restructure the card because that's like basically 2 fucking DQs in the span of like a thing. And even still, there was still overlap because either way, like Parker showed up like either back to back or the finish happened twice. So that very reminded me of AEW and it pissed me off. Not your fault. It happens when everyone's doing their own thing, but that's my issue with it. Other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed the match, and that's not just because you're fucking Nate. It was actually a fun match, and fucking it was back and forth. It was competitive. So at this point, we'll take it to Kent.
I really liked the match. Same with what you said. Wasn't really fond of the ending because I'm not used to Nate matches ending like that. So it was just kind of caught me off guard. But like, I like what's going on within Dominion storyline wise, which is good for me because it keeps me interested and stuff like that. But I wanted, again, most of my story in these matches is I wanted some kind of closure on stuff, and I'm not really getting that at all on some of these storylines. It's just like they're kind of continue. But I guess that's what's kind of happening when Side is so kind of close, supposedly. It makes sense.
It is very close, yeah.
Jake, thoughts?
Yeah, I think this whole show, if you look at it the way we viewed it, because when we finished commentary on it, just looking at it black and white, you were not happy. And I was of 2 minds of it because we came off Illusion, which was very like super fun match heavy, like competitive hybrid. It was perfect from a match standpoint. I think almost perfect. This show was a lot more leaning towards storylines versus matches. Yep. The storyline stuff was great. Like the whole Dominion thing, like now the cracks are forming and they've built this very well. Like I think you guys started this whole thing back when even before Danny fought Cass. Like I remember I used a clip from that in my hype video because it was
this has been going on a while.
Yeah, the whole the cracks forming in Dominion and everybody doing their own thing, and like that the story that was told was excellent. Though I do agree with Kent, though, the fact that a DQ happened in a match of this magnitude, especially after all of the great action that happened in the match, was disappointing. The whole, if we're pulling back the curtain, what happened in the match, it's very easy. Nate won, and then they found a better storyline way to do it, which is what you're supposed to do. And they did it, and now I keep coming back to this because it's a storyline pay-per-view, it seems like. I want to watch next Friday. I want to see what happens on Riot. I just do.
So with what you said, which will take us to the next thing, the problem that arises is that when something happens every now and again, it's special and it's fine, but when it becomes a thing, it dilutes the entire product. And yes, I'm slurring my speech because I'm fucking inebriated, but I'm still cognizant enough to mention that. That's my issue. So obviously they're not going to know that there's another DQ finish, so that couldn't be helped, but it's feeling like, and I use this example a lot, like AEW, in the sense that AEW, like, people just do what they want and then it is what it is and whatever. But I don't fucking know, man. Like the basically, I don't know what the fuck. Go ahead. God damn it. You're gonna trigger me. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Jake. No, go ahead.
No. I'm just gonna say, you're gonna yell at me for undermining you, but I want you to keep in mind that let's use the context of the whole last, we'll just say 2.5 years, because early season 14 was a little rough. But the last 2.5 years, this has not been a regularity. This is this show. We had this match, we had the Parker match, and the Parker match wasn't even a thing. That was an organic thing that happened during the match.
No,
but in
no, it
terms
was.
of segmenting something, it was this match and the OCW title match, which we'll get to shortly. But this is not a regular thing. Don't put too much emphasis on something. Just don't have recency bias. Like, try and think of the whole thing in scope. This is not a regularity. And if it becomes one, we can address it then. But I don't want you to overreact just based on one pay-per-view.
I'm used to overreacting because I'm old. Okay, so go ahead, Nate. Go ahead. What you gonna say, Nate?
I was just gonna say, in regards to the match, it becomes a situation where we know where we're going beyond today. So it was, we had a couple options of where we can go, and this is what we decided, like where we decided to go with it, because we could have done it a different way. But our idea is, okay, now Nate was trying to teach Danny to have the killer instinct.
No, it made sense.
It made sense.
It made. Yeah. Remember, like, that's the one thing I remember. I remember the whole the whole chair thing. So that made sense. And it's not your fault, and it's not Parker's fault for hitting Reese to dick. It's just that they happen at the same show, which is the annoying part. That's the point I'm making. Like, if they would have happened on 2 different shows, it's fine. But the fact that they happen on the same show is like, God fucking damn it.
I think it's just coincidence. This is serious coincidence.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell him. It's just a coincidence. It's just the nature of what we do.
We're gonna change it to coincidence.
What we're doing.
Don't change it to coincidence.
Don't say tell him like I'm some fucking crazy old whatever. God damn it. Sorry. I'm sorry. Fuck. Okay. So moving on, we have Frasser and Derek mincing of the words. My only thought is, did not hate it, but again, on the Valmont scale, too fucking long. Kent. Just trim it down a bit. Like, I would just be, in real wrestling, they just pick them up and just do a move.
Yeah, you don't need more than
you know what I mean? And then that's it. Or they go off for like 3 minutes and then they separate them. Not 3 minutes, 1 minute. And they separate them.
So the problem that made me so mad is that, how do I explain this without being offensive? I'm gonna try my best. So it's 3 separate segments with people who are kind of like, they're all like clicked up friends, which is fine, cool. So there's 3 separate segments that have 3 separate things, but they're all incredibly similar, which means they're not telling each other what they're doing, which is perfectly good. Don't do that. So the problem boils down to length. The Colby Telos thing was too long. The House of Faith thing was a little too long, and this one was a little too long. Just keep it simple. If we have, oh man, what you're right shit, and then y'all like smack each other or whatever, and you're done, it's cool. Like, if it's a minute, it's fine. It's not essentially that every segment has to be a minute, which is, whatever. It's that it had, like, so we had 3 of those, and if you read the web show, it's now 4 of the same. In the web show, we have 4 beatdowns, 3 returns.
I called it.
4 beatdowns, 3 returns, and fucking 3 retirements, which is like AEW. The segment itself wasn't bad, just too long.
Except for we ain't in the same building.
Yeah, no. Go back and forth with each other. And then maybe it's like life lessons. Go back and forth with each other, which is fine. The dialogue between the people is the part that I enjoy the most. Like, the dialogue, and then get the hit in. Whether it be a face-off, whether it be a quick slap, whether it be a shove, whether it be a hit and then run away, do that. You don't have to do the whole mixing, matching, and fighting thing. It happens too much, so it dilutes it. And it happened 3 times on this show, so it's like, it's diluted. That's basically all there is to it. It happened 3 fucking times. By the time we got to Fraser and Derek, this is the fucking 3rd time it's happened. So it's like, that's basically where I'm at. I'm like, just like, if it happens once, it's fine, but then it's like
coincidence.
Yeah, man. Like, you know what? Even though all 3 of these were fucking long on the Valmont scale, it was still very, like, I gave it like 6 and 7 on the Valmont scale. Honestly, it's more like 3, 4, and 2
it wasn't
on the
that
Valmont
bad.
scale.
We're over exaggerating.
Yeah, no, I'm drunk and
Valmont used to go a good 9.
Yeah, no, I'm drunk.
11 minutes.
I'm drunk and I'm annoyed. So it's just like, come on, y'all. I think we're at the point where we're so good at what we do that we can be better, and I see that, so I have to be the fucking drum teacher from Whiplash, and it's fucking, which is a movie where maybe Maxie got. I have to be the drum teacher from Whiplash. I have to make you motherfuckers even better. even, you know, more consistent. So I gotta push the envelope. I did it to Jake too. I pissed off Jake like fucking yesterday, and I felt bad, but it's like, yo, I can't not be me. So it is what it is. So wasn't a bad segment.
Gotta keep the balance.
Wasn't a bad segment, but could have been shorter, consistent. Just, hey, talk shit, which the dialogue is fine, but the action has to be succinct. Bang, 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 and move it on. Like, I would have did the talk shit, exchange blows, get, you know, then do the camera fade thing that they did in the middle of their video, and then power bomb, call it. That's it. Done. We can move on, or do we want to discuss this any further?
No, that's it. I mean,
All right.
the backstage segment, they don't need to be beat down. Like,
yeah,
if it's
too
I
many.
hit you, you do the slam, walk away. It's fine.
Like,
But the segment was fine. Like, it served its purpose. We just all collectively need to understand you don't need a 4-minute back and forth.
the
Just
Colby
do
segment
a
would have been
slam and
perfect.
Walk away.
The Colby segment would have been perfect if fucking Tello slapped the shit out of Colby and then Trans checked in on him like, you all right? No, and then Colby left. I mean, and then Jordan left. That would have been perfect, but whatever. That's me being a producer.
Fine.
Moving on,
We'll get better.
Mina Vandenhoff debut. So number one, I'm going to suggest calling her Mina V, and I'm going to push Ryan for that because Mina V is easier to say and it sounds more clicky. Not clicky. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It sounds nicer.
Catchy.
It's just smooth.
Catchy. Yeah, there you go. So, you know, fucking Marissa's video quality isn't great, so you get what you expect. I liked it. You know, it felt long, but it wasn't long. Like, it was 4 minutes, but it didn't feel like 4 minutes. It's a new character. It's actually a face. It does the whole we're gonna say OCW thing, and then it's the whole we're from the fucking future thing. So we'll see how that works out. I honestly, and it's not biased, but I did not hate it. It's a fucking face character. It's a wow, this sounds stupid. It's a person of color, which we need in fucking OCW sometimes. I dug the character.
We have enough.
Yeah, I dug the character. The character looks interesting, and then the whole
We have too many, I'd say.
Oh really?
Exclamation point, Jake. I can't even say it. I can't even say it. I see the face, but I can't say it. So, not for nothing, but the whole interaction with Heather immediately said, "Oh, I want to put that on pay-per-view." When I know that Riot's not really good on the sticks, but like that's potential, and it's basically like,
that.
yeah. So who knows? But I didn't hate it. I liked it a lot, and the fact that it's already going with Heather is a good motion. So we'll take it to Theo. Theo, thoughts?
Yeah, it was cool. Like, I liked the graphics, and it was fine. Like, and it's cool that Riot's working with someone like Doc, who's been around, and I'm just interested to see where they go with it. That's all I got.
Yeah, Kent.
It's about to get crazy.
Oh, right. Oh God.
That's all I can say. Because Heather is freaking insane, and then you already know how Ryan is with his creative. Both of them, it's gonna be fun.
It might be interesting.
And it was short. It was sweet, and you know what I mean.
And it's a
like
face character, so we'll see what happens.
Well,
with the
yeah,
face character.
anything against Heather is a face.
Yeah.
So you don't need to do much.
Pretty much. Jake, thoughts?
Sure. I might be alone on this, but I feel Heather actually has no misses in terms of feuds. Harvey is all over the place, but I don't know what it is. But when Heather is
besides
working,
the whole the what's the name?
No, it's a good
debacle.
It's a good. Yeah, wow.
But it feels more grounded, and it feels like he's more straight down to earth.
Yes, he is.
Heather. So whenever I see Heather, I'm like, oh, this is going to be solid. But in terms of a debut, I was a little irritated by anybody who was like, who's this? It was like, it's not like we've had, because Ryan did it the right way.
Yeah.
We had 4 fucking weeks of hype segments about this. They were all different. They were all interesting. And then for the debut to happen and people like, what? Like, that just shows your ignorance, and it's annoying.
Tell
to me.
them.
But it wasn't everyone. It was all, I think Rex said it, but I also think it may come from a place. I think it also may come from a place where the build-up made it think like it was somebody you already knew, right? It's not like it was building up somebody new. So when you see somebody new, you're like, whoa, I thought it was a return. So if that was the case, I'm sorry, but like you are an idiot if you didn't know like what this was leading to. It was a whole big thing. But it was good. Like, she came out, she established herself, and this is what I'm talking about, especially with Ryan. Marissa is her own unique character with the whole sex like pushing and all the not wearing pants, and then Nina completely different. This is not the same whatsoever. This is not a cause situation, and I'm interested to see how they can add. I expected Marissa to add a men's competitor. That was not what we got. But
yeah, we all
it's something.
that.
It's on the completely opposite side of the spectrum from Marissa. So I don't think they'll ever interact. I don't think there's a lot of good stories to be made out of this. And Marissa has ambition. So let's see what we got.
Yeah, I dug it. If I miss anybody, I apologize, but we're gotta move on. So let me check my docket real quick. Moving up on the YouTube list. We
Cover me
have.
last. I'm getting more tequila.
Cover you last. So we had the what you call it, the KD video. So the fun fact about the KD video is that the initial couple seconds were silent. I was like, "It's video broken?" He's like, "No, it's an artistic choice." So I made him put like some kind of noise in it. You might hear it or not, but long story short, this is a really quality video, and I don't know what to say, man. Like this, if KD would have won this match, this would have been like a match of the year kind of thing. I don't know, man. It just had so much juice, if you will, to it. It was so pleasant to watch. I watched that video a couple of times. It was so well done, and I feel like we're gonna use that video when we have the eventual, and I'm calling it right now. Eventually, KD will be in the main event of Lucian at some point, and we're gonna pull parts of this video, and it's gonna be like the one last ride, and he will become fucking champion, and he will fucking beat his kids, and he will celebrate and beat up the sissies and fuck everybody. As much as KD calls me racist, even though I'm not fucking whatever, you're so
that's
fucking,
the longest trope in OC. That's the
you know,
longest
like
joke.
I'm black and Hispanic, but he calls me racist. But like when he wins, I will lose my shit, and that part of that video is going to be used in that. Part of that video is going to be used in that tribute for KD when he finally wins that fucking title. That video was like, I watched it about maybe 9-10 times, son. The part where it's like fall, like time and time and time again. Like it's the part of it that fucked me up so much is it's such a good video. And then to get what we got wasn't bad, but what we got was something that should be a topic of discussion, which I'm gonna wait till this motherfucker comes back because I'm killing time to talk while he gets his tequila because, okay, good.
Oh, I'm here.
Yeah, so funny thing about that video. So what I do is when the pay-per-views come in, I usually check them out to see like entrances so I can get like excited or whatever. And when I saw that, the OCW video, championship video, I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I saw I saw part of what happened, and I just kind of like wasn't happy. I just kind of had like so to jump around real quick, what Jake did is not bad. However, having this whole talk about no redos and this, that, and the third or whatever, Jake covered every possible base for someone like me to get enraged with. So for that reason alone, I wasn't angry. I was just, the best way I could put it is indifferent. And because I'm a fucking follower, maybe, I wanted to wait to hear what Theo and what Kent thought, because those are the people whose opinions I hold important when it comes to these things. So that being said, intro was perfect. I'm assuming we all agree on that. The match itself, I want to take it to, let me see. Let me flip a coin between Theo and Kent. I don't have a coin, so I'm going to flip a fucking USB. USB head, bottom is Kent, top is Theo. Don't break it. Okay, it's top. Top is Theo, right? Theo, what are your thoughts?
So in terms of like, I love the video, and then like what we saw, I was like, part of me was kind of sad because I was like, I wanted to see like a classic, like two bulls going at it fight.
Mm-hmm.
But then like I told you like how I felt earlier this week, and that's what happened, like what we saw in the video. And then for those of you who are like, the redo things, you can see how the match went on the 3 count. So like, it was just like, I felt kind of sad, but I felt like that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I also thought it was creative in the way that Jake put it together. Like, I thought that was creative, and it was really cool. And it was like, like really smart to do it that way, I thought. But and we can talk about what happened after that, I guess, after we talk about the match itself. That's important too.
Okay. Kent.
The video was. Do we have just the video?
What happened?
Can I just watch? Can you just like play the video like in the background, like right now?
You could play it.
I could probably play it right now. Give me God damn it. Hold on.
I'm sorry, but like
no, I can do it right now.
I only got to see it once. You got to see it like 11 times.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's on YouTube, but hold up, I can play it right now.
It's on YouTube. We good. We can move. So anyway,
hold on. It's playing right now. It's loud as fuck, but it's right now. It's in the background. Actually, maybe I can put it on the stream. Maybe see if I can put it on the stream.
I think that's what he meant. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I could probably do that. Maybe. Let me see. Fuck me. I don't know if I can do that.
Anyway,
right
yes,
now.
the video was like.
Go ahead, Ken.
Obviously you can see. That was just because I'm like KD's biggest mark. Right?
Yes.
Like he used to beat me up as a rookie. Like, really beat me up. Like I could never like in the DMs or any, just could not beat him.
Yeah.
For like a year straight. Anyway, so I'm like the biggest fan. When I seen that just made me so amped. And then like I just wanted to see that, like he said, bull versus bull, like the meaty men slapping meat. I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
Probably the two most racist people in OCW. I didn't even get to see them fight. Like it was just like
the two most racist people in OCW.
that is a hilarious line.
So I just was like, it was just, but at the same time, I still got something from it. But like, again, the story of the whole kind of show was I still didn't get any real closure on it. Like for me, I didn't get the match I wanted.
Oh, fuck. So,
but you don't always get what you want. But we got boobs. We got boob.
So I'm gonna try to really hard to express my thoughts while I have to pee and also keep pouring more fucking red wine like Kevin Nash. Express myself. The video's playing on the thing for you guys as well. So Jake's dealt with me enough to know how to deal with me when it comes to certain things. And I know that what he did wasn't done in malice in any capacity at all. It was essentially, I am cornet because I've been listening to the fucking podcast and shit has to make sense to me. And if it doesn't make sense, it makes me angry. So when I first saw it, I was annoyed, but upon seeing it again, here are the options. And the reason it worked out is because number one, Elliot got washed, and we'll talk about that later, but Elliot got washed. So you have an option. And the thing is, Jake provided that video, and they said, hey, if this bothers you, we can just use a regular match. And the regular match is just 11 minutes of KD getting the shit kicked out of him. So, but we already had the CCW champion kick the shit out of Elliot Parker. So that's the first. So the first thing is there's already a match that's available if needed. So that's one base covered. The second base is covered. This was KD's idea. That's the second base. So that's two. So far, that's two for three already. That's two. The third, I don't know if this is the third base, but whatever. The point is that anything for me to be upset about is covered. So if it was somebody else, oh, now I have to re-render the video. That's when you can go fuck yourself. Jake had the wherewithal to, hey, here's what's happened. Here's what I did. Here are the options. You can choose. Whenever you do anything for a pay-per-view, that's how you approach things with me.
Options.
If you give me no options and I tell you to do something that's not within your options and you get fussy, fuck you. Jake provided options and I chose the lesser of two evils. This was shocking and it was a good moment. And I feel I didn't maybe give it enough of its credence because I gave this whole thing about redos and all this other shit only to have this happen. But in hindsight, it's a good fucking segment. It's a good fucking moment. And it was Kelvin's idea. So I can't even be mad. This is what Kelvin said. Like, hey, fuck it. Number one, it's a guy who been here 15 years and he said, hey, this is my idea. Jake ran with it. And it came out to be a good segment. You had this whole hope build up with the intro only for fucking KD to be sideswiped and fucking decimated by this fucking cack.
Fucking animal.
Yeah. So it works, man. And then the thing with Bobby was a thing that was gonna happen whether or not of a title. So some people like, oh well, Bobby just fucking hoots come back and you get title shots. No, this shit's been here since fucking April. It just so happens he's a champion. So what the fuck are you gonna do? Yeah, like when it comes to shit like that, like I won't be upset about it because if you have your ducks in a row and you're playing, what the fuck? Like, I'm not going to be mad if you had a plan, whether you're a champion or not. That's what you're supposed to do. Have some kind of... The only issue that fucking Elliot got ragdolled is because we literally ran out of... Like, fucking Tony ran through a bunch of different names, and everybody was busy. And then it's like, oh, hey, we'll just do the winner between Cass and fucking Elliot. And just so happened, Elliot won anyway, so fuck it. He's the winner who gets a fucking, vagisil, anal rearranging. Jake, don't bury me. Oh, he's worried pre-air. I was worried pre-air because it sets a bad example from talking about redos and all kinds of fuck shit.
Nobody's burying you. Nobody's burying you.
No,
but you can't even. I told you this when we initially watched it, that this is not even in the same vein as any kind of redo or any kind of like all the stuff that you said on that mini podcast where you condemned a bunch of stuff. None of this fits under that umbrella. This is a situation where a comp match happened. There was evidence of the comp match happening in the video, which a lot of people missed. I seen it.
No, I seen it.
Yeah, a lot of because on the second black, I didn't want to get into the shoot element of this.
You literally covered. You covered every element. You literally covered.
Yeah, it was good.
In K-Fizz and you covered all of your bases. So if I need to pick anything apart,
match I wanted anyway. So
and I was obviously if it was a real match, then I would have aired that match. But part of OCW that Katie and I both understand is it's 90% what happens, or it's 10% what happens and 90% how you react to it. Katie took that 10% what happened and he said, let's use this as an opportunity to make it look a lot better.
What was the quote he said? Fuck these kids. Fuck these kids. What was it?
No, he said, make it look better than it was. Slide me back in the ring, hit me with 2 finishers. And then I sent it to him, and he said, that was fucking awesome. And
no, but what do you say about the kids, which is hilarious?
Oh, no. When I beat him, he said, yeah, sorry, my game was off. These fucking kids.
There you go.
He blamed his kids for getting beaten so badly. But I don't want to get too deep into the shoot element of it. I tried to make it as entertaining to watch as possible, given the circumstances, which is what OCW should be all about. The video was... That was going to happen regardless of the finish. And people should understand that. I always aim to have some kind of big thing no matter what happens. But the fact that was a big emotional thing for people and then what happened, I think tells a great story for me, for Quartz as a heel, which only makes what happened afterwards even more of a pop for people who know who the motherfucker in orange is, which I think we can talk about now.
The best part was Derek was like, I don't feel qualified to have whatever to say something.
Yeah, Derek said I'm too much of a rookie to pop for this.
That was fucking maricón. Maybe do some homework, pendejo. But yeah, so Bobby was a foregone conclusion, whether champion or not. So that it is what it is. I found it interesting. You know what actually annoyed me? The fact that fucking what's this fucking bitch's name? Wow, I shouldn't say bitch. This fucking lady's name. She fucking hit 2 wake up calls, or not wake up calls, thing, and then fucking that's the third one for the show. I really am like anti Tony Khan at this moment.
What you're trying to say is Morgan Blackheart's finisher, which was approved, is the same as the Liberation Frequency, and she hit it beforehand.
Hold up. To be fair, I said use a discount cutter. That's not the discount cutter. People didn't listen to me. Moving on. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know anything about that, but the point.
I said discount cutter, which is the one that goes up and down, and this one is the thing. So yes.
The point you're trying to make is that the finish happened in the Morgan segment, and then it's the same as Bobby's finish, the animation. So.
Yeah. So we got 3 of those in the show, which annoyed me because I'm Tony Khan at the moment. I'm anti-Tony Khan at the moment, but yeah. So I don't know. It's Bobby. Hopefully Bobby practices with fucking fuck you, Jordan. Mark, suck a dick. So hopefully Bobby practices with Nate or somebody, because if not, he's in for another fucking video, another tribute video that hurts everybody's feelings.
So, that was kind of my feeling on seeing that part.
Yeah, that's basically it.
It's like, make it clear.
Or go ahead. You can say it and then I'll.
No, I'm sorry. But just on Bobby, since we didn't focus on it too much in the first half. This, like you already said, Jay, this has been a plan since day one, and Bobby made it very clear that he wasn't even going to tell people in private. Like, this is something
Bobby's
on my
a good
bucket
worker.
list.
Bobby's a good worker.
This is something on my bucket list that I've always wanted to do, and I told Bobby in May, I'm like, this is what we're doing for Summerside. You know, are you cool with it? He's like, yeah, absolutely. So then after I happened to win at Lucian, which I didn't actually expect for shoot, we went into the Fatal Four-Way. I wanted 4 excellent competitors to, like, I'm like, I'm not going to pick my opponent. You guys go at it. And then Katie happened to win. So I'm like, all right, let's do this. Katie had Brazil. And I told Bobby, I'm like, if I'm the champion, we'll do it at the pay-per-view. If I'm not the champion, I'll come out the next week and I'll say, I want my fucking rematch. And then you'll interrupt me. So we had plans in place no matter what was happening. And yes, it is tough, but that somebody's coming back and like, they're just right there. But on the other hand, there's a lot of history, and I already know that with 3 weeks of time, the best person on the mic that has ever existed in OCW, and also Bobby Minio.
Assuming
that we'll be able to do it. I was happy with the reaction that I got in viewing party, especially from my man Rusty, who I knew.
Rusty was fucking hype. So no, I enjoyed the segment. So that being said. Assuming Bobby decides to drop, he will. You are going to have 3 weeks of just fucking. You know what? Bite the pillow. He's going in dry. Essentially, that's what I gotta tell you. If Bobby decides to fucking put pen to pad, you're getting roasted for like 3 weeks. And God forbid Bobby practices it with Nate, you are fucked. But if not, who knows? I look forward to it. It should be interesting. It's either going to go one of two ways. Bobby super kicks you often and misses and maybe hits you with a fucking liberation frequency, or you fucking KD him part 2. So whatever happens, it happens. We'll see what happens, and it is what it is. Let us move on. The Passion of Elliot Parker. Jesus Christ. There you go. What's the Kanye lyric? I dealt the I lived the hands I would dealt. I changed my cards or some shit like that. I don't know, dude.
Pretty good.
Nothing wrong with Elliot. I mean, nothing wrong with Tony. Elliot was the only person like left. And Elliot got his fucking asshole rearranged. It's comp. Comp is comp, and it's not a redo, which is what you're not supposed to do. So that's what happened, which I find hilarious because. Didn't you at one point like they want to redo with CQC because they got whooped, and now they're handing out beatings? So
I mean, you're shooting all over the place.
Not trying to shoot.
Yes, it wasn't Tony. It was a long time ago, and the frustration from the anniversary 14 match led them to be like, oh, should we maybe do it again? And we said no. That's what you're referring to. But
there you go. I'm referring to that. So long story short. So, along with retirement and along with fucking backstage beatdowns that last too long, the other trope is fucking fake entrances. Stop it. We're better than this. You're better than this. Don't do it anymore. It's over. We're done. We are so done.
Can I quickly say,
Go
just
ahead.
to reiterate on the point that we said before, Jay, that it's not the premise, it's not doing the fake entrance that's the problem. It's that you watched this happen over and over the last 5 weeks and still came to this match and said, you know what, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
So just look at your surroundings. Have a little percent. And I know Elliot does because he's in the viewing party every week. He's seeing this happen. So just, you can do better. We believe in you, Elliot.
So... And the only thing that I gave him credit for wasn't even intentional, so I can't even give credit. I was like, oh, good job doing the green thing. Like, Doc Green's like, oh, I didn't know that. It's just the color. Like, at that point, you should have just been like, oh, yeah. You should have just shut up and like, yeah.
Like, then he would have got caught by me. That was like, nah, that's me, bro.
Nah, he's
I
like,
made
no.
it light and green, bro.
Yeah,
I put toxic on everybody.
Nope. It's just like, so... I'm going to kick it at somebody, then go take a piss. But yeah, long story short, Elliot got the shit kicked out of him. Number one, I appreciate him as a handler for having, he can be shit on. He doesn't fucking take it personally, which is great. But goddamn, that was just, we skipped the most important match, but it's fine because we'll go back to it right after this. But that being said, I would have put Dane Court above this match. So Elliot got his asshole kicked. We'll talk about Dane versus Court afterwards. I'll take it to Jake, and then I gotta take a piss. So Jake, talk it up, and then pass it to Nate, then pass it to Ken. I'll be right back.
Sure. I want everybody. It's so hard because we're all so aware, and there's no real kayfabe to hide behind. But I want everybody to be aware of the role that this kind of match plays in storyline development. Like, you could, the go-to is just going to be to run to Elliot Parker and tell him how shit he is, and tell like you wasted a pay-per-view spot. But that's not it, because what this did is proved that Tony Everett is a worthy and dominant world champion, which it should be the case. You should have a dominant world champion who talks that way. If you have a world champion who is an underdog and who is always trying to make sure he retains, that's different. But Tony is not that. Tony beat B-17, and he stood up there and said, Elliot, we have history, I'm going to beat your ass. And then he fucking did. This should be more of a compliment. This should be way more of a reflection on Tony's dominance than what Elliot did or did not do. It takes two to tango, and Elliot did Tony huge here. You should always, always, always respect the fact that whether it's a beatdown or not, that there are things at play here. So now when we look back in the annals of history, we're going to remember as Tony was a dominant champion at Consequence 2021, not that Elliot Parker got washed, because he can do anything from here to make up for it. So the match, it was what it was. Elliot's clearly better than this, but he let the pay-per-view yips get the better of him, and Tony was on top of his fucking game, and it was great for the story where it was. I loved it. There was no fuckery. John was neutralized by Russ Cole, and now you have now they have to walk into Riot with this whole Dominion shit going on. How is that going to affect Tony as a competitor? There's a lot of stuff at play here, and it's very important to consider before just giving Elliot shit. But he does deserve it because he runs his mouth a lot. Go ahead, Ken.
I thought this was like, I mean, it was heel kind of versus heel, so it was kind of hard the storyline wise, but it was like from a competition standpoint, it was like Tony was like, yo, I just beat B-17. I'm like, are you serious? And then he kind of went out there and was like, are you serious? And he beat him up, and it's just a match. Like, to me, you went up against a champ, and you didn't show up that night, and it just happened. It happened to me before, so it happens. Yeah. He fought. It was a good competitive match, and he was on the losing end, and that's pretty much the gist of it. But to me, it was like, from a standpoint of the scale of OCW, I could kind of see that Elliot's still working his way up to being like the sleazy. He's trying to get into that picture, and it's just not his time quite yet. But I still think he has it in him. This might just be, who knows? This might be the catalyst. Who freaking knows? You never know how things go. I seen Paul Pugh get his ass whooped and then go win a match at Resolution. So
yeah, we did. I mean, it's a good point. What the hell is
Jay? You're really far away from the mic. We can't.
No, my pad button was done. There you go. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Not that drunk. Yeah, man. It was fuck. Did we get Nate's thoughts?
No, you didn't.
All right.
No, he's next. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I just. But to me, it was a beatdown, and that's all. But it's a beatdown that was actually wasn't too long, and it was in the ring. So.
And those happen. They do.
No, it does.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Like, we say no redos, and it's fine. Wow, it's gonna sound hypocritical. These things happen, OCW Federation, and when it's just one and done, it's fine. Like, when it becomes a pattern, that's when it gets like crazy. Like I like this pay-per-view, but it's just a cornucopia of fucking retirements and beatdowns and ass whoopings. So it's like, it's rough, but it's way better than last year's Consequence. But yeah, man,
yes,
Elliot talked mad shit. Elliot was the only guy body available, and the other guy his fucking ass dog walked, as Jordan would say. Is that what Jordan says? Dog walked? Yeah, dog walked as
He sold that shit though, because he been talking shit like all week.
No, it's fine. That's the good thing about Elliot. Elliot can take.
He's a worker, man.
Elliot can take a monumental ass whooping and it won't even faze him, which I appreciate. But Jesus Christ, man, that was fucking embarrassing. That's all there is to it. It was fucking embarrassing. Like, you're on a pay-per-view.
Hey, you gotta show up. You gotta show up, man. That's all.
So the fucked up part about it is like, as a showrunner, right? So let's say we knock that down and put the court Dane match above that, which I wanted to do. We can't, because then that's two back-to-back two squashes. You can't do that. That doesn't make sense booking wise unless you're Tony Khan. It's like, fuck. So you gotta space out the ass whoopings. So yeah, man, it's not really just. Nate, go ahead. What are your thoughts, Nate?
I was just gonna say that Tony, a couple weeks before his showing wasn't that great. So there were people
right
who were kind of like doubting like his ability when he's kind of shown.
Oh, because of fucking
that he
stupid
can hang.
John. Yeah.
So it kind of, for me, it felt like this was his chance to do what I did to him a couple years ago. And he did it. Because we obviously have played like dark matches and stuff with the game over the past year, and he still brings that up to me. Like, I remember that ass whooping you gave me. So for Elliot, it's obvious like you got your main event match and it didn't go well, but that should just be the motivation for you as a person, as a character, to say that's not going to happen again, and I'm going to take my character and everything that I'm doing up a notch so that I get back to redeem myself the next time.
Yeah, so fair enough. So we skipped a couple stuff. So the first thing is investigative reports. We all enjoyed the investigative reports, the Max fucking thing, and shout out to his video card for breaking. So we all laughed at it, but it's actually not supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be serious, which bugged me. Not bugged me, but I was like, fuck.
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure of it because I spoke to Max about it. Like, because Max was like, hey, man, it's going to be late because my GPU is acting up. I was like, go ahead. So I was waiting for him before I did the upload. So he sent it to me late last night. And we did it. I mean, I'm sorry, he did it and he sent it in, and I was like, oh man, it was really good. And I sent him a gigantic lol. And then he's like, yeah, I wanted to go for something more serious. I'm like, oh fuck, man. Like, it's funny, but it's also like it's funny, but it's not supposed to be funny. Like, it's basically him fucking getting Tucker in trouble. And we're all like, lol, that's what you get, motherfucker, laughing, but it's not supposed to be funny. Like, that's the funny thing. Like, he said maybe he should have worked on tone, like with music or something. I was like, maybe that's something to consider. But yeah. Long story short, that was a really good. It wasn't supposed to be funny, right? God, Russ is like, ho. This is the funniest thing I've seen TV Dupree arrest Joshua Tucker for being a fucking drug addict.
It was great.
It was great.
Hilarious, bro. I'm sorry.
It was amazing.
I laughed my ass off just the way
it was funny. I'd have to hear it from the man himself. If he's like upset that we laughed at. If he's upset that we laughed at that,
he wasn't
then
upset.
He
wasn't upset.
The wrong direct. No, but I mean now, like if he heard our reaction and was like, "Oh, I was hoping for something more serious." No, keep it exactly as is. Max's character, it was so perfectly in line with what he's given us. How are you going to give us this comedic character and then be like, "Now I'm going to be super"? There's no way.
It's not super serious, but no. When he talked, he said,
it's fucked up.
It wasn't supposed to be super serious, but it was supposed to be serious. Up. And he snitched him out and got him arrested. And like he said it like when we were talking. He's like, oh, I was going for more serious. So I was like, oh, bro, you missed the fucking mark, hood. Because I was fucking laughing on my asshole because motherfucker got arrested. See, I wasn't.
No, I mean, it was definitely, it can be a major piece of a story while also being very entertaining without being like tugging at my heartstrings. It didn't tug at my heartstrings. I was laughing my ass off, but I understand it was a major piece of the story. I understand now why Joshua Tucker would take his brain and go from this chill Zen guy to being like, you got me arrested, motherfucker. I'm coming to kill you. And which is probably what's going to happen. And now I'm excited to see it. It was major, but I'm not saying it was like this fucking...
I like this. I just like the segment. I thought it was well done.
It was great. It was perfect.
Max is proven to be one of the more what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word when you have a good idea of what's happening? Like very, very even. I don't know the word. I had the word last time, but I can't remember because I'm drunk as fuck. But he's a really good analyst when it comes to like what's happening in OCW, and I appreciate it greatly. But yeah, it was a great segment. Funny or not, funny or serious, it was still a great fucking segment, and it was short, which is perfect, which is what Max is good at. Max has his niche, and I'm so happy for him, and I'm actually proud of. Between Max and fucking Emp and Jake, and you guys have this weird fucking Cold War going when it comes to video. It's amazing. So that being said, because we're not gonna jump on Max all day because we gotta move on. I put this match is my match of the night. It's before the CCW title, and I skipped it by mistake. But yeah, Danny Xavier versus Court Marshall. First things first. I swear to Christ, I hope it's not a redo. But either way, great. Everything about this match hit the mark. First of all, come down. Court's fucked up. bandaged up, son, the injury, perfect. Number 2, Dillinger and the whore, get the fuck out of here. Number 3, the fucking match, throughout the entire match, Dana's work. Like, I was waiting for somebody to be like, oh, why is he focusing on the arm? Is he an arm guy now? Blah, blah, blah. I was waiting for somebody to say that, but nobody did. I was actually expecting Russ to say some shit like that. But long story short, he worked the shoulder, the right arm, the entire fucking match. And it was a good yo. You have to be really stupid to have a bad match with Court Martial. The only time you have a bad match with Court Martial is when Court Martial decides to try to win and fuck up or whatever. It'd be a reshoot, not a redo. Fucking shut up, Cass. Anyway, that was my match of the night. It was a good fucking match. I enjoyed it wholeheartedly. The fact that fucking Court fucked up once, and then the second time he actually hit the assisted Courtplex from the top turnbuckle, popped me fucking huge, dude. It was a great. That was like fucking pro wrestling 101. I hope to Christ it wasn't a redo. I don't think it was, but it was so much fun. It was a good match to watch, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. That's my match of the night. Let's take it to the living legend, Ortiz.
Well, for me, like, sad to say, it would have been, but it felt like one to me.
To you, why so?
Just some moments, like.
Well, clarify. You gotta clarify, because I was
in terms of
I was looking at with a
hit,
fine tooth comb, and I couldn't see it.
Like it would have been as noticeable for me if the other person would have recorded, so you didn't see the meters and stuff. So from that standpoint, it just felt like it to me, but apparently it wasn't. Couldn't have been. So it just felt that way to me.
I enjoyed it so thoroughly, and the thing is, I look at stuff to see if it's kind of fugazi, and I didn't see it here. So maybe they're really good, or maybe not. But I think it was a good fucking thing. But Kent, your thoughts?
I thought it seemed like it was a work match.
You think so?
Because I don't know, it seemed a little too perfect.
But it's Court though.
Yes.
And Court fucked up though.
Court's good. He's not.
No, but Court. Yeah, Court always fucks up, and Court fucked up in this match.
And he did fuck up, and I remember that fuck. Yeah, he had a weird like fuck up where he should have hit his finisher.
That's the thing. Court always like you can't do that kind of thing with Court because Court will always fuck up. So he fucked up. So go ahead.
Well, yes, but besides that, like it was if it was a TV match and I was watching this on TV, it would have been like one of my favorite matches of the night because of the way it was worked. You know what I mean? Because of the arm. You know what I mean? I'm freaking the biggest Court Martial canon mark. You know,
we all love him.
So it's just like for me, the ending and all of it, just like you said, it was. For the whole entire night, whether it was a redo or not, it still was the best match of the night. Just put it that way.
The only reason,
you know what I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah,
just because it actually had an ending and it actually had it just had it. I just hope it wasn't a redo because that would really just ruin it for me.
I don't think it is,
but it was well worked.
You're not alone there. You're not alone. The whole Fed feels the same way.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, I was told, and I have enough faith in Dane. I obviously signed him as my client as Dillinger to know that he wouldn't lie to me. He told me that a previous match he did was a redo, and I was like, hey, don't do that. And we had our own discussion about that. So I believe that he would tell me if it was, and he said straight up that it wasn't. That said, he clearly did change his moveset to fit the story that was around it. He did do that. But I don't think it's the same as maybe a previous example like Mystico Archer comes to mind, where he changed not only his moveset but all of his stats, not to fit a story, but to throw the opponent off and like get him off of his game and like cheese. He did. That's not what happened. He definitely. A thirsty thing like that. He definitely changed his moveset to fit the story, but he's the one that set that story up. So I'm willing to forgive that. But I was told from both parties that it was not a redo, and I obviously trust Court. Like Angus is one of the best dudes that we have.
If he tells you it's not a redo, it's not.
Yeah, I don't trust nobody.
And Dane's in the chat. Dane's in the chat now that is saying it. So it was not a redo.
That's an easy. That's an easy match of the night for me.
Yeah, definitely.
It was definitely match of the night. If we're talking like let's get around all the shoot stuff and the hybrid, the redo. It wasn't. Let's just assume it wasn't a redo. It was the match of the night. I gave it 4.5. I gave it 4.5 out of 5, and the only half was because there was a couple awkward moments where they tried to do the Irish whip spot and they bumped into each other because of time. But they also like kind of saved that because Dane did it and then Court did it right afterwards. So like it was so funny. And then like the Court thing in the corner where he got the mid move and didn't immediately do the Courtplex. I said that in the viewing party when it happened because when I watched it initially with Jay, I like groaned, not because he was doing something intentionally to not finish the match, but because I know Court's an idiot and would like panic. He was out of stamina. Like he pressed Y, it didn't work, so he's like, so he like grabbed Dane and then just did what he could do. But then the finish ended up the same exact corner,
he panicked the first time
with the arm, like. It was perfect. I understand the people that think it was like, and like, especially what Nate said. It felt too perfect. It did. No, Nate said it. He said it felt too perfect.
Yeah, it did.
And I think I agree the same thing, but because I am closer to it, I guess, than you guys are because of the whole Dillinger thing, I am more trusting of the fact that it was just great. It just was great.
I don't trust nobody.
I don't trust none of these.
Hopefully they're not lying. Hopefully they're not lying to me. But
Listen,
it was awesome.
I don't trust.
I trust what Court says.
I don't trust none of these motherfuckers, but looking at it, I didn't see it. Because Court is Court. So you can't get perfect out of Court because Court is fucking dummy. So like there was too many things. I don't know, man. I enjoyed the match. That's my match of the night. That being said, sorry. Whatever. I enjoyed that. That was my match of the night. Anyway, this is the part that's gonna fucking get Jake in his feelings. Oh boy. Gonna be emotional.
No, I've already accepted it. I accepted it a long time ago.
Oh wait, no. We have the Nate declares war segment. I'll just talk quick about this. We don't have to go through the whole fucking rigmarole because we gotta kind of wrap it up. Nate versus declares war, which YouTube fucked up for me. Anyway, thank you YouTube for being assholes. Loved it. So I kind of know what's gonna happen, but there's gonna be a confrontation on Riot between Nate and Rust. It's gonna hurt my heart. But we'll see what happens. Long story short, Nate, the only thing I have to add say for you is when you're doing the green screen, make sure you get the menu on the bottom out. That's basically it. That's not me being a dick. It's just me being honest. Sorry.
I'm just trying to learn how to do
I know. I'm sorry.
Growing pains.
I know. It happens. No, it's. I'm sorry. God, I can't even be.
I just appreciated that. I think it was somebody in the viewing party realized. I used the Pistons.
Yeah, no, it was great. No. I realized that too was great.
That was great. Yeah.
My thing is like when I talk, like it just I feel like I'm abusive and I'm not trying to be. It's just I want everyone to be the best they can be, myself included. That being said,
nobody gets mad at you.
No, people do. People do get mad. You got mad. Anyway.
No.
Terror. No, correct. Terror versus Emp Consequence. Video. Amazing. Nothing bad to say about it. If I want to be petty, the only thing I have to say about it is that there was certain text spots that could have been different, but other than that, it doesn't really matter. That and maybe some aspect ratio stuff at the very end with the actual thumbnail, not a big deal. Long story short, beautiful segment, beautiful video, laid out everything that happens. You wow. I'm gonna do my best. Not to be shooty, not to be petty, but
are you moving past the video now?
No. OCW, we have a video with Kelvin that inspires a nation. CCW main event. OCW women's main event. We have a video that inspires the feud of violence. CCW, we have nothing. I know there's nothing to work with, nothing to work with, but you can still do something. That's just me being a petty bitch.
To work with. They have history.
There's something.
But I don't want you to raise the bar because you gotta understand that the Empress. I know, but the Empress standard is so hard to match. I can't even match it. So
you and Empress having that fucking Cold War for fucking videos. If you're a champion, you gotta set the fucking bar. If you're CCW champion, you gotta fucking try something. Even fucking B17 tried. So what the fuck? You gotta do something. Even if it's 30 seconds.
Video between B17 and Antonio was amazing.
Even if it's 30 seconds, you gotta do something. Even if it's fucking Elliot Puck who's a fucking jobber, you gotta do something.
Okay.
Main event, Extreme Rules. Okay. I'll say my piece and then we can toss it to everybody else. And here's a raffle. And I am right proper licked. I'm looking at my I have a giant thing of wine and it's down to a quarter. So I'm fucked. So here. I enjoyed the match a lot. It's not my match of the night. the simple fact, Ashley was too big of a factor in the sense that, how do I explain this? Here's
do it the same way you did to me yesterday.
All right. So when it comes to wrestling, and we're gonna go on a bit of a tangent, so please bear with me with this. I'm not trying to keep you guys super long because I know we're recording and I'm looking at the timestamps. I'm not trying to keep you guys forever, but I'll go on my quick tangent real quick. So in the art of wrestling, right? Thank you. Russ said it himself. Okay, so we assume that Ashley is an equal in wrestling. Even though Ashley has been a victim of circumstance and attacks and whatever, and kidnapping, etc., Ashley is still a fucking 2 or 3-time World Women's Wrestling Champion, despite the fact that right now she's relegated to a managerial position, which is fine. Then you have the champion Empress, who is a tiny person. However, essentially she's basically Japanese female Taz, which means she's a fucking monster. Okay, cool. Then you have Terra the Tourist, who's been tormenting both people equally. However, she isn't a monster in stature she's a villain, yes, but she's not a monster in stature to say like she's not a Hurricane Holly Hunter. She's not like a Bertha Stiglitz. She is in fact a villain, yes, no question. She is in fact cunning and nefarious and villainous, yes, but she's not this overwhelming, unrelenting force. She's still kind of like a normie in that sense. So the problem that I had, and the thing is, I was gonna do this after everybody else so that people don't start chiming in going, yeah, I agree with Jay, which is what you were saying earlier yesterday, Jake. But my problem is that a lot of the times it came down to almost a 2-on-1 because I consider Ashley and Empress to be equals against Terra, which means they're both the face in this situation, but they're going against the heel who's kind of overwhelmed. That's the problem. Let me check the chat real quick. She's threatening, but she's threatening, but she's not like Terra's not a bad villain. Terra's a perfect villain. It's just that she's not this unrelenting force that we need this level of like. She's not Brock Lesnar, so we don't need this level of cooperation to stop her. Because she's not this unrelenting force, when we have two people who are equals with Terra, who's also an equal, working together to stop her, it makes Terra almost seem to be the baby face in the situation because they have to do all this to stop her, as opposed to being this unrelenting force that has to be stopped. So looking back at the match, because when me and you had our little disagreement when I'm watching the match back, there's, other than the table spot where she took away the table, that was fine. But then she's dragging Terra to Empress. She's jumping in, getting in Ted's face. She's basically putting herself in between Ted and she's basically
playing like heel manager.
Yeah, as opposed to being the victim, which fucked it up. Because I know you're like, oh man, we did really good and blah blah blah, and I guess we fucking failed. You didn't fail, but you missed the mark. And I'm trying to be like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but that's how I feel it. And the thing is, there was other people who agree with me, and the object is we're gonna do it after the fact, so that it wouldn't be like, oh, we're dogpiling. But that's the case. That's what happened, and that's what bugged me, because essentially Empress didn't need all this Ashley involvement. You could have had, like, if Ashley would have stood outside and mind her own business, take the table away, cool, taunt, cool, get hit, cool, don't jump in the ring, don't get in the ring, don't jump on the rope, don't get in the rope. At the end, get in your hits, cool. But it's the whole combination of things that fucked it up for me, which took away from the match. So I enjoyed the match. It was I will put it as number 2 or number 3 in my list, but it's not match of night. Match of night goes to Court and Dane, assuming it's not a redo.
Which is not a controversial thing to say.
No, but the thing is, like, you got in your bag and you're like, oh, but you went into the whole. You went into the whole. Oh, you don't know the history.
Disagreeing with you is not getting into my bag.
You went into the whole. You don't know the history. I'm like, I do, because I've seen it.
That.
You hit me. You hit me with this whole long thing about whatever, and then you said, oh, I guess we fucked up or we missed the mark. Like, you didn't, but those are the issues that I saw. And the thing
I
is,
disagreed with you,
Russ
and I
saw
still
it too.
do. But
Russ saw it too. Russ was annoyed as well. Like I use Russ as a barometer.
You can say Russ. You can say Russ validated you, and when the numbers game is against me, then I have to default. But that doesn't mean I don't disagree. I'm not just going to agree with what you say just because Russ agrees with you. When I heard him say it, like I was like, yeah, okay. Other people feel the same way as Jay. That's fine. Well,
the thing is,
go
we
forward.
were supposed to do like I was supposed to go last, so that it didn't seem like, oh hey, everyone's agreeing with Jay, but I'm drunk, so I'm sorry.
That part doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter. Like nobody's gonna agree with you by default. You can't in one part of this.
They might agree with me because I'm
just
the boss.
Everybody disagrees with me all the time, and I hate it. And then like come on the end and say everybody's gonna agree with me because I'm me. You can't have it both ways.
I mean I can, but anyway, can't. What are your thoughts?
You can't.
Are you still there, Ken? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you kind of just made me lose track.
I'm sorry.
What was going on there?
Wow, I'm sorry.
Plus, I'm just high as shit.
Do you want to go back to Nate? Then you.
Anyway,
okay.
Okay. I'm composing myself.
Okay.
So yeah, I just thought that it just was too like if Tura had went out there and like punched her in the face and something, and then she would have had a reason to get involved, like fully involved, it would have made a difference. Like to me, the villain wasn't the villain, and the faces weren't like, because she got involved, she seemed like she was a heel more so than a face, I guess. And like if I was Imp, I probably would have dumped her on her head. Like, you know what I mean? That's probably what I would have did, because I could have handled this myself. You know what I mean? At least that's the way I see it as. Like, she could have just done without that. And to me, this match could have been possibly, match of the night. But I expect a little bit more from Tura as well. I don't know. I expected just more violent. I don't know. It
was pretty violent.
It was pretty violent. But like,
I'll wait my turn.
Look at you, Nate. Thoughts?
Well, I guess compared to like Danny Watts versus Nate, it wasn't like as violent for Extreme Rules. Okay. I guess that took its thunder away.
Nate, you got anything, Nate?
Oh, that is the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you. I am so fucking with you.
Look at him. Oh my god.
So,
go ahead, Lawrence Olivier. Go ahead.
In terms of the match, I'd say like I was fine with most of the interference, but then by the end though, like at the end, like the climax of the match, I was kind of like, I just need to see Tara and Imp. And I just kept saying Ashley Stadium. Just at the end, that's what I felt. I'm like, I wanted to see. It was just a little too much at the end for me. I wanted to see Imp and Ashley or Imp and Tara just go at like the very end of the match. And every time Ashley would get up, I would kind of cringe a little bit. But it wasn't like the whole thing. I don't like some of the stuff.
I don't think it interfered with the actual.
Was fine because I was like, well, this person's actually being a manager in the match, and there are no DQs, so you're actually becoming a part of the match. So I kind of like that, because usually what happens is somebody will just be there and they'll just kind of stand there and have no impact, like in the CCW match with like the two guys there with Rusty, and they were just there and they didn't really add anything to it. So I like that Ashley was involved somewhat, but it was just a tad, like, a tad too much soft.
Fucking much. I'm sorry.
But I will say that because of what we saw happen at the very end of everything, hint, I will see you soon.
God damn it. Go away, Nate.
Oh yeah, we can't. Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't even mention. I didn't even mention that.
We'll talk about that too. We'll talk about that too. Go ahead, Jake. Go ahead. Fucking call me wrong and whatever. Go ahead, Jake. Do what you do.
It's not about wrong or right. It's about just my disagreement, because my perception was different. I was too close to it. I figured that the story that we very finely crafted and told said that Tara was more effective as a foil and a heel than she was. Yeah. I thought that she was more effective than she was, clearly, based on the feedback from not just you three, but the others. The very explicit, not even implicit, explicit thing with Ashley was that Dupree put her in the match specifically to be a foil, specifically because of all of the wrongdoings that had gone on before that. So there was the very beginning of it. There was a little face-off. They didn't do anything. Tara grabbed the chair. Nothing happened there. And then after that, Tara threw her into the table, which led her to taking the table, the announce table, which led her to taking the table away. And I think everybody's okay with that.
That was fine. Yes.
I think my interpretation of it is that jumping on the apron is not interfering, whereas you guys think that that's basically the same as kicking somebody in their face.
Oh my God!
But it's drawing my eyes away from the action in the ring.
See, he does that. He does that.
It is.
Sometimes.
I get it.
He does that.
I get it. I get it. I get it. But like sliding in the ring, putting the bat down, and like leaving. There's no other way to do that. In the game, you can't just move, like throw the bat into Empress.
That part.
You can't do that.
No. That part.
That's fine.
A good look. Oh God, I'm trying my best. I'm not trying to be aggressive. I'm not trying to attack, but
nobody's attacking.
That part was
fine. You don't have to preface me like I'm a fucking child.
I have to, because when I fucking explained to
you,
you got mad
disagreed.
At me. You got.
I didn't get mad. I disagreed. I disagreed. I disagreed with you.
You hit me with this whole sentence about the story and everything else. I'm like, I know the story.
You're being dramatic. You're being dramatic right now.
Motherfucker.
You need to relax. I'm not being dramatic. You explained your side, and I'm trying to explain what I thought. I know, seriously, fucking for real.
I can continue in booking chat with your
No, I'm not. I don't. If it's on the pod, then like I want to explain. But if it's not, then I'm not going to talk about this anymore. So
no.
Yeah.
If we need to wrap up, then we need to wrap up.
Why you make it? Don't make it hostile. It's not hostile.
Yeah, I thought like when we wrapped it up, I was like, this is great. Like I wanted to win. Clearly, I was double yellow and she was fucking double red, and I'm like, I got this. But then the nature of the match being what it was, the fact that I know you were trolling, but like to say it wasn't as violent as it could have been.
No, I was trolling.
Oh, I thought you were saying I was trolling.
Chairs and
no, it was
bats and all like everything.
The finish was great.
No, yeah, and that's what it should have been. Like that's what we wanted it to be. It was never supposed to be a wrestling match. I know Ashley. I thought from my perspective that Ashley being involved was warranted based on what happened. Being kidnapped, being tied up, being like threatened to be set on fire, like, and just I thought that to have that come up and people would be cheering for Ashley more. But what happened backfired because people love Tara so much as a heel that they wanted a fair fight. So that when Ashley got involved, they weren't booing Tara. They were saying, no, go away. We want the heel to succeed. It was like smartness in a way, I think.
It wasn't.
Well, no, we just wanted Tara to just, we just wanted them two to just.
So here, look. If she
didn't, listen, Ashley didn't affect the end of the match. Ashley had no effect on that match.
Ashley had no effect on the match, but it felt fabricated. Here's the bullet points, and we can move on to that finish. So, taking the chair away, everyone enjoyed that. Taunting you, or rather taunting Tara when Tara was down, everyone enjoyed that. Dragging Tara, no one liked that. Jumping on the top of the ring, nobody liked that. Running in and putting the bat down, everyone was okay with that. Running in the ring for whatever fucking strange reason, getting misted 50-50. Fucking feint kicking, running in the ring and feint kicking, nobody liked that. Running in the ring and whatever, saying don't hit me, nobody liked that. Which caused Empress to like almost get a hit, but then get countered, which kind of made Tara look better. The point was, less Ashley, the better Ashley. The table spot in the miss would have been perfect, but whatever. The point is that I don't mean
mark. It's fine.
Yeah,
we did not perceive it right.
Yeah, here we go.
We didn't perceive it right. We thought we had played it in a better way, and clearly the viewers did not agree, and that's okay.
And the finish, not the finish, but the actual post thing was also good. So then we have
the finish was great too.
So let's go to the post. So the finish is actually what should have been. Is basically Tara gets her comeuppance for being a cunt, gets attacked by Ashley and whatever, which is what's supposed to happen. So now we do the fucking retirement number 79. Empress which made me sad. Like, god damn it, here we go again. Empress is retiring, and then the fucking big reveal. I pop huge. Most people who weren't here as rookies don't know what the fuck's happening. But long story short, Drago, aka Dragana, is back for I guess maybe one last match. So we'll see what the fuck happens. That was a really good fucking reveal rather. Is a contra. Why do you gotta do that to me? You always gotta fucking. Oh my god, whatever.
Why do you just keep talking? I'm
trying
in the
to,
chat.
but you fucking always gotta fucking.
Just keep talking. If I wanted to interrupt, I would interrupt. You know that. Just keep talking.
So yeah.
Good lord.
So we have Dragana coming on back. So thoughts on that? What'd you feel about that, Nate?
It was nice to see. Hopefully, I'm assuming that's going to lead to a match. So.
Oh,
It
it
was good
will.
to see Bubba.
It's just fucking deciphering. Fuck you, Mantis. It's just deciphering. See, okay, Kent, go ahead, and I'll talk, and then we'll wrap it up.
Ghana's back. That means Drago's back because they're the same person.
And what did we agree?
That's all. That's
Announce
no.
it. Tell him.
Son.
Tell him.
What?
You said that if
I like
Drago comes
I
back,
like how both of you make noises about
then
it.
you will fight me.
Oh my god. So first things first.
I didn't say it had to be on TV.
So there you go. First things first.
And nor did I say it had to be WWE.
Oh my god.
You gonna play Tekken 7? So first thing, so
We'll see. We'll see.
So
No one said it win. So let's
so-
not make this about me and you, Nate. Like, come on. This is Dragana and Empress's moment. It has nothing to do with me and you, P. Okay?
So wrapping it up, we only have I think I knocked something down. So wrap it up before summertime. We have like 3 weeks left. We will not be booking Dragana until I guess Summerside, if anything. So here's the rub that we have. We don't know if we'll have an actual end games. You know that, guy. You guys know that, right?
Summer's gonna cut off after SummerSlam, bro. What are you talking about?
We don't know if we're gonna have an end games. So that being said, Summerside might have a little bit of GCW-esque, and I don't mean fucking Xerox, but I mean actual Game Changer Wrestling. Might have a little bit of a GCW-esque booking in the sense that someone might show up on 2 nights just because we don't know if we're gonna have a fucking end games. So I'll just leave it at that. Jake, anything to add regarding the finale or what?
I didn't know or see about that at all until she had sent me the final product to make sure I was okay with it and everything, as you should do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just happened to see it at the end, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is fucking crazy!"
That's
it made me
huge.
even happier.
It's
Made me
huge.
even happier to be the heel that was in her way that she could beat and then go into the Dragana feud, because that just makes it even better. Like, because to lose the title and then go into that would have been a little less effective, but to beat like this person who everybody thought was going to win and then have that, like, I was so proud to be the person who like was a part of that. It was so great. And Dragana, I've been asking to come back forever, and I'm pretty sad that I couldn't be the one to bring her out, but Imp is very deserving.
Yeah. So with that being said, I will leave one more shoot comment in before we wrap up. And the thing is, I always say, hey, we're going to be short, and we almost go 2 hours. God damn it. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, it's content, though. People enjoy it. So here's the thing. So not knowing what's going to happen with 2K22 and 2K19, there's a good chance that Empress might have a match 2 nights. So there's your fucking spoiler alert. She might fight somebody on night 1 and somebody on night 2. So cry about it. Other than that, I'm looking
I
forward.
want 2 matches.
It's fine. We've had that before. I
Spoilers.
think. It's a spoiler, maybe. I don't know.
Both against Nate.
Yeah, we didn't need that.
No, fuck it. You get a bonus. You get a bonus spoiler because half the people
Bonus
here.
spoiler for attending.
Yeah, there you go. It might happen. It might not. That's what I said. I said in public. I said in private. I say in public. Whatever. You never know. Reminds me of Joey Janela. So basically, Empress is Joey Janela, but not as fat and garbage wrestler. Anyway, fuck. Wow, dug my grave on that one. So what would you give the pay-per-view out of 5? And then we can wrap it up. Kent, what would you give it out of 5?
3.
Wow. Okay. Solid 3. Anything?
Storyline, because stories, they push so many stories. And Drago's back. I'm like,
Dragana's back, not Drago.
well, same thing.
Wow, it's not the same thing.
Dragana, no, just because it's
Who else, Kent? Who else is back?
Anthony
Baker's
Baker,
back.
fucking.
No, Anthony Baker.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been buried.
Wait.
Drop.
Wait, who else is back?
See what I did there?
Wait. What? How you been buried, Jake? What am I missing?
He's
Yeah,
not
it's
mentioning Mr. Mic Drop.
Oh,
We'll
Bobby.
make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Oh, Bobby Minio.
Oh,
Yes,
Bobby,
because, yeah. See, he's hating on me because that's what we do to Hoots. We collude. So
Oh,
that's-
no, Hoots
I'm-
collude
you
against
know.
each other.
I'm fine with that.
All I have to say is, Jake, whatever happens with the next role plays for the next 2 or 3 weeks, please don't take it personal because Bobby will fucking hit you where it hurts and make you hurt.
Take it personal.
Paragraphs, mad
He-
paragraphs.
Bobby will hit
Who
you
do
with
you
the
think I am?
paragraphs, and Bobby will cut deep if he wants to. So
You
we'll
think
see.
you think I'm reaching out to Bobby Minio, not knowing what he's bringing to the table?
Oh yeah, he
Get the
knows
fuck
exactly
out
what
of
he's
here.
bringing to
Bobby
the
will
table.
cut deep.
He's getting it back. He's getting it back. You've read my role plays. You know what's gonna happen.
Oh, I know what's
here.
gonna
This
happen.
is my dream. This is my dream feud. You're
You-
not taking this away from me.
Oh no, I'm not taking shit away from you. I'm waiting for Bobby to take away your fucking soul when he says some mean
Do
shit.
it.
We like when you go to Bobby. What do you mean by that?
No. You got the wrong motherfucker to be making those jokes. Look, we may have had our disagreements on the main event tonight, but you fucking treat me like I'm Gooch is something else. You fucking act like
Yeah, oh damn.
you got me
I gotta
fucked
go. We
up.
gotta get out of here.
You got me fucked up, bro. I am upset about that comment. Unreal. Take us home, Jay. God damn.
Wow.
Shit. Hey man, if it make you feel any better, Bobby says some shit like, hey Bob, we got a problem? We got a problem, Bobby?
Unreal.
You got a
Unreal.
problem,
You think I'm so sad. I'm a whoop his ass extra hard just for that.
Go ahead.
Gross.
Go ahead.
Damn.
Wow.
You thought the KD match was
Yeah,
quick?
you
Wait
got
till
it.
you see summertime.
You should
Damn.
DDT him and pin him, right?
He trying to be the next Parker, bro.
No, because I'm not gonna flake.
Oh damn.
How dare you?
Damn.
How fucking I need
Damn.
I need
We
you
gotta
to-
wrap it
We
up.
need to get out of
Yeah,
here.
we gotta wrap it up.
Because
Well,
I'm kidding, Jim.
I know we gotta wrap it up, you motherfucker. Go ahead, Theo thoughts, you motherfucker.
Oh, see y'all on Riot.
Well then,
French
okay.
man, we're
Can't
coming
wait.
for you.
Oof.
Does that mean we're gonna have Frenchie versus? Oh God, does that? Oh wow. Well,
We're gonna talk.
Look,
Somebody gonna lose
I-
this summer. Somebody
Okay.
about to lose
I
this
didn't-
summer.
I
Yeah,
didn't get to
this
talk
summer.
during the Dominion segment, but if this is leading to anything close to Tony versus Nate versus Russ versus Danny, please strap that into my veins immediately.
oh my God.
If it's not, then I'll be disappointed separately. But
What
man,
if it's
a
like- what if it's
Dominion
like fuck-
four-way
what if
makes
it's like
my dick hard.
What if it's like fucking Tony? Not Tony. What if it's like fucking Nate versus fucking Hon? Oh my God.
That's fine too.
The
but
summer
Somebody's
taker
summer's
versus
gonna get taken.
the summer taker versus the
Yeah.
king of the summer. Someone's losing their summer. Oh, I can't. I'm not
Somebody's
emotional.
summer's gonna get taken.
I'm
Nate's
not-
gonna hurt someone's feelings because he's only lost one singles match in the last 3 years. I can't remember who beat him, but it was somebody.
Yeah, the dude who's scared to fight me again. 1-on-1,
Wow, I just
not 5-on-5.
I just spit
One
up.
on
I got too many challenges, man. I can't help it.
I just spit up wine on my glasses and my face and my shirt. Well then, okay. We're gonna wrap it up. That's embarrassing. Hey, it's on my keyboard too. Okay, we're done. So Jake, your rating on this show?
I'll give it a
Wow.
3.5.
Wow.
I mean, the factor that the matches were not as impactful as Lucian, and we'll bring it back, but the storyline progression was as perfect as it could be in terms of individuality. Maybe not like it got in the way of itself in terms of an overall show, but the storyline progression was perfect.
I got wine on my fucking basketball shorts. Jesus Christ. Okay, that's a lot of wine.
It's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of wine. It's a lot of damage. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5, maybe a 3.75. Better than last year's Consequence. Not as good as Lucian. Nothing will be. There's a lot of repeating shit. Nobody's fault necessarily. Just AEW happenstance. We can do better. We will do better. And yeah,
Calling us AEW.
I have to because it's the perfect
We're
example.
better than AEW. We're better than AEW. I'm sorry.
It's the
We are
example
better
when it
than
comes to
AEW.
booking.
We're better. Listen, we're much
Wow.
better.
I got
than
wine
AEW.
on my
Don't-
fucking.
Did you hear that, Kent?
Wow.
Did you hear Jay just disrespect us? He called us AEW bookers. I
Fuck
can't
you.
believe this.
I didn't say that, and if I did, I was drunk. The point is, I got wine where wine.
I mean,
shouldn't
I don't
be.
half the time I don't know what our wrestlers are doing, so maybe he's right.
Yeah, no. The problem is like there's too much redundancy, and we have to do better to not be as redundant. So basically, I mean, I know I'll leave you with this. I know the game is repetitive. I know the animations are repetitive. I know that you don't have a lot to work with, but a lot of times less is more. Think simply. Think what is the best course of action, and think what would hit easier. You don't have to go
And
overthink
think
it.
of more than one idea.
Yeah, and
Because a lot of people get focused. They come up with one idea and they get stuck on it.
and
So
they
try to come up with more than one idea.
and I got wine on my fucking keyboard thing too. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
To clean that up.
I can't. It's stuck there. My whatever. The point is we can do better. We will do better. Consequence was way better than still anybody's attempt anyway, and it was way shorter.
Mhm.
So I don't know, man. I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah, it was nice and short.
No, it was. I'm proud of you guys. The post-show podcast is almost as long as the fucking pay-per-view.
I was gonna say we've been fucking yelling at each other more longer than the show.
You be yelling at me because you're fucking racist. But anyway,
you guys yelling at each other. You married couple.
You want to hear racist? Keep us on the air for another 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, we're done. So thank you very much.
I'm just here so I don't get fined, everybody.
This is his booking. This is his booking. This is booking chat. This is how it goes down.
No, booking chat is actually very
This is literally all it is.
We'll leave with this. The funny part about how OCW works is everyone thinks it's like this weird thing. It's so simple, but it's only simple because of the people involved. If there was like extra people involved, like, wait, how does this work? Just like me and Jake, like if you would explain it, no one could understand it. It just works. I don't know, man. Like Todd Howard, it just works.
Please.
It really does. It just works.
Todd Howard in his leather jacket.
Yeah, in his stupid leather jacket. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us for this fucking almost 2-hour podcast. We'll see you next time. We'll see you whatever we have coming up on the pipeline. And yeah, stay tuned for what's next week? Riot or Turmoil? I can't remember.
Riot.
Riot's Friday. Next week. Riot.
We got a pride title match. Tune in. And Colin's facing a mystery opponent. Yeah. Who will it be?
Colin's facing a mystery opponent. Riot 574
Secret Wars
Super Showdown.
69.
So enjoy yourself, and we'll see you next week. And hey, subscribe and like and follow, because OCW, if you want player versus player, if you want role plays, if you want D&D for wrestling nerds, and if you want people who are constantly inebriated and a fun time with people who are good at video games online, then it's OCW. If it's anywhere else, AI versus I don't know what to tell you, but this is OCW. So thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week, and I'm gonna go finish my drink and probably fall into a coma. Good night.